Hi there! Welcome to What is Islam Academy. Let's learn about Islam together.
When people hear Sharia law, they often picture harsh punishments, especially the cutting of a thief's hand, thanks to sensational headlines. This image overshadows the deeper philosophy and context of Islamic justice, reducing a complex legal system to a single, shocking act. But Islamic law isn't just about punishment, it's about building a society where theft is almost unthinkable, thanks to social equity and mutual responsibility. The real question isn't about the severity of the penalty, but about the vision of justice and security that underpins it. To understand, we must look past the headlines and explore the principles, context, and safeguards that define Islamic law. Only then can we have an honest conversation about justice, compassion, and the true aims of Sharia. Modern legal systems respond to theft with prison or fines, aiming for deterrence and rehabilitation. Yet, overcrowded prisons and high rates of repeat offenses suggest these methods often fail, trapping offenders in cycles of crime and alienation. Islamic law, by contrast, focuses on prevention, addressing poverty and social injustice to remove the root causes of theft. Its severe penalty is meant as a last resort deterrent, not a routine punishment, and is embedded in a framework that protects everyone's rights equally. Unlike modern systems, where the powerful may escape real consequences, Islamic law insists on equal accountability for all. The goal isn't to fill prisons, but to create a society where theft is rare and security is universal. Justice, in this model, is measured by the absence of crime, not the number of convictions. The Quran's verse on theft, "cut off their hands," is often cited without context, but Islamic scholars agree this is not a blanket command, but the endpoint of a rigorous legal process with strict conditions. The verse was revealed to end chaos and protect society, not to promote cruelty. The Arabic term sariq refers to a specific, serious form of theft, one that violates trust and security. The law's severity is balanced by reminders of God's wisdom and mercy, signaling that justice must be thoughtful, not mechanical. The verse is a starting point for legal discussion, not its conclusion. The Prophet's teachings and centuries of scholarship have built layers of safeguards and mercy around it. The result, a system where the punishment is rare, deliberate, and always aimed at protecting society's peace. The had punishment for theft is surrounded by nearly impossible conditions, making its application extremely rare. First, the stolen item must exceed a significant value. Petty theft or stealing out of hunger is excluded. Second, the theft must involve breaking into a secure place, not simply taking something left out. Third, evidence must be absolutely conclusive, either a repeated confession or two reliable eyewitnesses. Any doubt, no matter how small, invalidates the punishment. The Prophet's maxim, "avert had punishments by means of doubts," ensures mercy is prioritized over retribution. Judges are required to seek out reasons to avoid the penalty, reflecting a deep commitment to justice and compassion. The system is designed to deter, not to punish indiscriminately. Historically, the had punishment for theft was almost never carried out even in centuries of Islamic rule. Its rarity wasn't due to neglect, but to the law's strict conditions and the society's emphasis on welfare and trust. The law's existence alone deterred crime, creating communities where property was safe and public trust was high. In contrast, modern societies with vast prison systems still struggle with persistent property crime. The Prophet's refusal to make exceptions for the powerful established absolute equality before the law. The law's true power lay in its deterrence and its insistence on justice for all, not just the privileged. When these principles were upheld, societies enjoyed low crime and strong social cohesion. The goal was always to protect the vulnerable and ensure universal security. Critics call the Islamic punishment barbaric, but is modern incarceration truly more humane? Prison sentences often destroy families, careers, and futures, leaving invisible scars and fueling cycles of crime. The Islamic penalty, though severe, is swift and final. No years of social exclusion or economic ruin. After punishment, the offender remains in the community, with the state responsible for their welfare and reintegration. The aim is to heal, not to perpetuate suffering. The question isn't which system looks harsher, but which causes more lasting harm to individuals and society. Sometimes the visible scar is less damaging than a lifetime of marginalization. True justice considers the long-term impact, not just the moment of punishment. Modern prisons promise rehabilitation, but often deliver the opposite: overcrowding, violence, and high rates of reoffending. Released inmates face stigma, unemployment, and social exclusion, making escape from crime nearly impossible. Islamic law seeks to prevent this cycle by addressing poverty and supporting the vulnerable before crime occurs. When punishment is necessary, it is decisive and followed by immediate reintegration, not years of isolation. The community is expected to help the offender return to a righteous path. Imprisonment exists in Islamic law, but only for lesser crimes and always with the goal of correction, not permanent exclusion. The system is designed to restore, not to create a permanent criminal underclass. Justice is measured by the ability to heal individuals and society, not by the severity of punishment. The spirit of Islamic law is best seen in Caliph Umar's decision during a famine. He suspended the had punishment for theft, recognizing that desperation changes the nature of crime. This wasn't abolishing God's law, but fulfilling its purpose, justice with mercy. Islamic law is not rigid. It demands judges consider context, necessity, and doubt before applying severe penalties. The Prophet encouraged forgiveness and discretion, teaching that it's better to err on the side of mercy. High burdens of proof and the emphasis on averting punishment reflect a system designed to guide, not to oppress. The ultimate goal is repentance, reconciliation, and social harmony. Severe penalties are the exception, not the rule, and only applied when justice and compassion align. True justice is always tempered by mercy. Every society has harsh punishments, whether it's lifelong debt, public registries, or social exclusion. The real question is, who benefits from these penalties? Islamic law's deterrent is designed to protect the vulnerable, the small shop owner, the farmer, the family with little to lose. In societies where theft is tolerated, it's the poor who suffer most, not the wealthy. Islamic law refuses to accept this, insisting on universal security and dignity. Justice is measured by the safety of the weakest, not the comfort of the powerful. A system that rarely needs to punish is often the most merciful, because it protects everyone's peace and future. True justice is found where the vulnerable are safe, and that is the wisdom at the heart of this law.